Hello, I'm Adam Nelson. I am the owner of Apple Park Films and I'm the director of the new Portsmouth-based contained thriller feature film, The Mire.
My name's Tom. I'm a producer at Familiar Stranger Films and I'm working with Adam producing The Mire.
The Mire is a film about a cult leader who has tricked all his followers into believing that they are about to transcend into the heavens and has ordered them all to commit suicide. But meanwhile, he is on the verge of escaping with all the money that they have kindly donated to him because, of course, they're not going to need it anymore. Just as he's about to escape, his two most loyal lieutenants corner him in the building that they have owned and operated for the past 8 years. And they try and convince him to come back into the fold and to see the ascension through. It's a battle of wits played out across the course of one evening as each character tries to outthink, outplot and outwit the others, and all are trying to get to the same goal of escaping the confines of what they believe is a dull and drab life. I've always been really fascinated by people's beliefs and cults and why people believe what they believe. As someone who is incredibly agnostic and doesn't really have a structured belief system, I always find it really fascinating how people can be drawn into different belief systems. And I feel that this has really kind of come to a head over the course of the pandemic because people are believing all sorts of things based on nothing more than rumors and conjecture that they've read on the internet. And whether or not it's true doesn't really seem to matter because they have developed their viewpoint and they're going to stick to it regardless. I find this to be utterly fascinating facet of human behavior, and it's something that I wanted to explore in The Mire without being too preachy or too critical about people on either side of a political spectrum or a belief system.
It's definitely the right time for a film like this. We're witnessing more and more how the truth can essentially become malleable depending on how charismatic the liar is. More and more you've got people developing completely contradictory, different views of reality. The difficulties of reconciling your view with the person opposite you at the table who might see things completely differently. It's that interplay that really pushes The Mire forwards.
The third member of our Above the Line team is the amazing screenwriter, Chris Watt. Chris is a member of BAFTA Scotland, and he has worked incredibly hard with Tom and I over the past year to take what was a nugget of an idea based on a really cool location that we found and an interest of mine, and turn it into this really powerful drama about three conflicting points of view set across this really dark and troubled evening where the actual result may be a massive loss of life for a vast amount of people.
So over the last year, we've been getting the pieces of this production into place. We did an extensive casting process over Zoom, auditions and table reads, even with the barrier of the webcam the added barrier of the webcam, the interplay between the characters and the cast felt authentic and real, and we can't wait to get back into a room with them and see what comes when we're actually on location.
As Tom said, we've assembled a really brilliant cast for this film. They're three incredible talents, two of whom are local to Portsmouth, which is really important to me as a Portsmouth-based filmmaker, that I get to make films in my local area. I've not worked with any of these actors before, which means it's really stepping outside of my comfort zone as a director. So not only is this an opportunity for me to make a film about a subject that really interests me and really thrills me in terms of its structure and screenwriting, but it's an opportunity to push myself and grow as I meet the needs of these actors that I haven't worked with before and work with them to craft compelling characters and performances that hopefully engage and excite you as an audience as well. So over the past year, we've worked really hard to secure the funding for The Mire. We have run a crowdfunding campaign early in the development cycle that raised a portion of it, secured a local business grant and loan in order to raise a portion of it. We've taken deferments and we've secured deals on equipment that we've been able to use. All of this has come together and means that we've now secured approximately 84% of the budget, which means that we need to secure that last 16%, which covers all the really hard costs of The Mire, including props, locations, most importantly, insurance, and of course, the added cost of COVID safety. Whilst the legal restrictions may have been released, we're very concerned that our crew remain as safe and as comfortable as possible. This last 16% comes to about £4,000, which is what we're trying to raise through this crowdfunding campaign with Greenlit.
So the final 16% may not seem like a big amount, but it's usually the last 20% of the budget that's the hardest part to raise. The production's ready to go, oven ready, as soon as we get the funds in place.
One thing we learned from the last crowdfunding campaign that we did is that we want as much of the money as possible to go on screen. So whilst we're offering a smaller variety of perks than some people may offer, all of the money will go to stuff that's in the film and will appear on screen. It's all for things that we can provide to you without eating into the film's budget. We also have some really special perks that are for very specific types of people. If you own a business in the Portsmouth area, please feel free to get in touch with us about having your store premises included in the opening sequence of the film, where we have to set up an empty Portsmouth city that is still in lockdown. Or if you're interested in owning a percentage of the back end of the film and the profits, please get in touch with us about that, and we can talk to you about how you can become an executive producer in the film for £1,000.
Even if you can't contribute, please share our campaign. Getting out the words to the others who we can't reach directly could really help us out.
Thank you for listening to us talk about the Mire. We hope the project has sparked some interest in you. And we can't wait to start shooting in October of this year and bringing the film to you sometime early next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.